this whole Air Force One debacle. Now, for those who don't know, the president of the United States received a gift from the Qataris. It was a multi-million dollar warp Air Force One replacement, supposedly, right? And it was not equipped with the anti-defense systems that it needed to have. And so going to NATO, credible Iranian assassination attempt threats had hit the Secret Service. They swapped planes. They swapped President Trump to go back to the old Air Force One. And he flew back to the United States. So we thought. Do we have the video of what this man did? Turns out he gets on the old Air Force One there, right? And then sneaks off eventually into the catering truck that's right beneath it. And he flew on a British plane back to the United States. Meanwhile, the press pool that follows the president around, the media, left to go on Air Force One because the thought process was if Air Force One was targeted and blown up, the president would be safe. But the media, they just would have been casualties of war. Trump told nobody. No one knew anything. It says a lot about the man's character. I mean, if someone asked me, name one thing to describe Donald Trump and how he deals with people, this is now Exhibit A. And believe me, there have been a lot of Exhibit A's in the last decade, but this right here is next level. What are y'all's thoughts on this?
Well, I need to ask you this, Bobby, because it's very perplexing that, okay, he gets this Qatari Force One. He gets to fly it to this NATO summit. They had to rush it out. I mean, how fast did they put this thing together? In less than a year, right? They tore it apart, checked for all the espionage things that were probably equipped in it, and still had to rush through it. So now they finally land and say, look, you got your ride on your new plane. This thing is not safe at all as far as security goes. We're going to put you on the old Air Force One. Okay, that's a lot safer. But you know what? I want to sneak off and fly on this little tiny jet with no security features at all. Oh, and I'm the leader of the free world. I make that make sense for me, please.
I will tell you, there's only one president that I can think of historically where they did something where we perceived as running, and that was James Madison when the British were burning Washington in the War of 1812. You know, where Dolly Madison famously saved George Washington's portrait, right? A little bit different circumstances, an act of war, this, that, and the other. But the United States leader, the president, has always been able to travel around the world. I mean, Roosevelt did it in World War II. He crossed the Atlantic. You know what I'm saying?
Joe Biden went to Ukraine.
Yes, in the middle of the heart of that bomb.
By train.
By train. But y'all got to remember, and see, people forget this. Trump has always had this fear of dying a violent death. The first time and the only time that he went to Afghanistan, it freaked him out. The protocols of turning off the lights and stuff to land in Afghanistan when we were still there freaked him out. Google it if you don't remember. And there were people on ground. They were just like, what is wrong with him? He did not want to be there. He was told by, SecDef, you got to go and show. He didn't want to do it. And so when I heard this story, I was not surprised in the least bit. What is hilarious is when it got out that he had to switch Air Force Ones, he was embarrassed. He must be fuming now that this has hit the dang press.
I mean, the idea of this, we'll yield to his we'll yield to his physical of this 6'3", 220-pound man getting into, one of these little service carts or whatever. What is he, Taylor Swift leaving the concert? I mean,
wow. I think there are certain things that he has done since this Iran conflict has started, that his reputation will never recover from. I mean, like long after he's gone, his kids and grandkids will still try to justify what's happening. But at the end of the day, there's no justification. The question I have for the media is this your king? the guy that you pull your
Right.
punches on to gain access to him,
Right.
he was willing for all of y'all to die.
Yeah.
Seriously.
He was ready to watch you guys become fireworks.
Yep.
And you know, to that end though, Bobby, let's just say this did happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's say Iran did attack Air Force One and was successful. The entire world would be like, oh my God, the president's dead.
Yep.
Why are we not inaugurating JD Vance right at this moment?
Yep.
Oh, surprise, I'm on this tiny little plane in London. How do you react to that?
No, I mean, well, this is the thing that is not the long-term planning is always only about him, right?
Yeah.
Because if Air Force One had gotten blown out of the sky, the Qatari jet, and all of those reporters and staff had been killed, his statement would have been, "I'm safe. Don't worry about it."
Right. Exactly.
Right? I mean, in that,
the scrutiny there would be like, well, why are you safe? How come you got to leave on that little tiny
and
jet?
how come you didn't protect those people?
Right. How come half of our newsroom is been destroyed?
You know, this is the same guy who said he's glad that Biden's cancer is spread.
Yeah.
Right. This is he's an evil person. I think maybe Bobby's frozen a little bit. There you are, Bobby.
I'm back. Sorry about that. We've had thunderstorms all afternoon and evening here. I guess to finish the thought though, Sean, I think you're right. The thing that would have been interesting to see, how would the Constitution and transfer of power, how would Americans have viewed something like this?
You would, you know, I'm thinking back to like COVID too, when he had gotten COVID, and just thinking about like the continuity of government, thinking about the global economy. I mean, you know, I can't recall what time of day that he was leaving or something like that, but let's just say that this is, you know, middle of the day or something. You're tanking every global economy because of the threats of a global war, of a world war now.
Well,
and so here, of a fragile little man.
Yeah.
Right. And this is the thing. And I keep saying this. The domino effect of everything that's happening is real, to the point where we're now living in an era where there's no margin for error, right? If you make a diplomatic mistake, if there is a miscalculation, especially if it involves military forces, it could be the spark that starts something much larger. You know, World War I had many things cause it, but the spark of Archduke Ferdinand being killed was underestimated in real time. And then next thing you know, you look up a month later and the entire world is in flames, right? We're kind of in the same situation in my mind, because you have factions that are formed because of an abdication of leadership. And then the leader themselves, the former leader, could actually be the spark, right? Because we don't know what to expect every day when he wakes up. We don't know what policies are being worked. And how many times have we found out something that happened weeks and months after the fact where we're just like, are you kidding me? Like this?
Yeah.
You know, how
something
how
like
can
that up?
Right. I was about to say, how can a foreign government diplomatically plan to deal with the United States? How can they? Who would want to? And we've lived long enough now to see Iran seem like the rational actor in this thing,
which is insane.